Sometimes you might have a situation where it doesn't seem super obvious what your rate of change is. It might be hard to calculate slope from the table just visually. And in those cases, we have this handy dandy formula, which is basically we're going to pick 2 points and we'll take the y from the first point minus the y from the second point divided by the x from the second point minus the x from the first point. So let me show you how this works. This will give you your rate of change. So I'm just going to pick 2 points from my table. I want to work with 20, 72, and for ease sake, let's work with 0, 2. All right, so I'm going to work with 20, 72, and 0, 2. Okay, let's show you how this formula works. So I'm going to designate 20, 72 my first point. So I'm going to call that my x1 and my y1. And then 0, 2 is going to be my second point. So I'm going to call that x2 and y2. All right. The next step is we're going to insert the x and y values into the formula and solve. So we'll take our y2, which is 2, minus our y1, which is 72, and then we'll take our x2, which is in this case 0, and our x1, so minus our x1, which is 20. This is going to be funny. And I'm going to end up with negative 70 divided by negative 20. Drop that down. That's going to simplify down to negative 7 divided by negative 2, which is a positive 7 halves, which is also equal to 3.5. So my slope is 3.5. I could have been a little easier on myself and designated these in reverse. Would have ended up with the same thing. Let me show you what that means. Go ahead and erase that. I'll just leave that 3.5. Actually, let's just use completely different points. Let's look at this with completely different points. Let's try this with the points -4, -12, and then let's go to 20 and 72 again. All right, this time, again, I'm going to call these my first set. So my x sub 1 and my y sub 1. And then I will call 2072 my second set. So that's my x sub 2 and my y sub 2. And let's pop them in the formula. Okay, so in this case, y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So this is 72 minus -12. Don't forget, if you're subtracting a negative, to keep track of both of those negatives so you don't wind up with some wonky values. All of that divided by my x sub 2 minus my x sub 1. So my x sub 2 in this case is 20, all minus -4. All right, I'm going to come out with 84, 72 minus -12 is 84, all divided by 24. as I calculate that down and simplify it, that also equals 3.5. So my slope here is 3.5. And for the bonus, what is the y-intercept? Remember, the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So my y-intercept here is 0, 2. Let's take a look at another one. All right, we're going to use this same formula here. So I'm going to pick my points. This time I'm going to use, let's do -4, 4, and 0, 3. Those just seem a little easier for me to work with. So let's say -4 and 4, and then 0 and 3. And I will call that my x1 and my y1. So this is going to be my first point. And this one will be my second point. So I'll call that my x2 and my y2. So let's take those y values first. So we'll do 3 minus 4. So that was my y2 minus my y1, all divided by x2, so 0 minus x1, -4. So this is going to give me this nice and tidy. Won't even have to do any simplifying because 3 minus 4 got a -1. 0 minus -4 is a +4. So my slope is 1/4. Boop, boop, pew. And then for this bonus, what is the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept is where x is 0. So my y-intercept is 0, 3. All right, good luck trying your own. Let me know if this gives you any troubles.